On today's Solo Sunday News, CM Punk becomes the World Heavyweight Champion at SummerSlam, just to lose it straight away to Seth Rollins. There's details behind Seth Rollins' Money in the Bank cash-in and his injury. Did Bron Breakker suffer an injury at SummerSlam? And there's the real reason why Dustin Rhodes has dropped the AEW TNT title. Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling, the Solo Sunday News. Myself, Andrew Pollard. I hope you're good, I hope you're well, and I hope your weekend is going as well as possible. I mean, less than a week now until the championship season kicks off. My beloved Wrexham away at Southampton on the opening day. Still doesn't feel real, but you absolutely love to see it. Anyways, we got a smidge of wrestling to talk about, right? I mean, SummerSlam last night. SummerSlam night one, of course. And most notably, we've got to talk about CM Punk as your new World Heavyweight Champion. Well, for about 5 minutes. But to focus on that particular element for now, Punk and Gunther went at it for 30 long minutes, which is quite the sentence, I guess. In fact, while I enjoyed the match itself, particularly the final 10 minutes, it did drag a smidge at times, starting off very slow and methodical, with Gunther just pretty much dominating Punk in the early goings, and that was fine. That was perfect for what was to come. I mean, the story here was that Punk had gone to war, that he'd been put through the ringer, that he'd been beaten and battered by one of the most physically dominant wrestlers on the planet, but that he just managed to fight through, to scratch and claw, to show guts and heart, to overcome the odds, overcome the younger, stronger, meaner ring general. And to do that, Gunther was dropped on the announce desk, came up bleeding on his face. Michael Cole selling the story that Gunther couldn't see blood in his eyes, that Gunther either he had to put Punk away ASAP or that Punk needed to jump on this situation. And there was a sleeper from Gunther, but Punk managed to get out of that. There was the running knee to the corner. There was an elbow drop from the top. There was not one, but two GTSs. And there was the 1, 2, 3. CM Punk, the new World Heavyweight Champion. An emotional CM Punk, no less. A first WWE Championship of any kind for Punk since, 2013, that'd be, I guess. And then, Seth Rollins' music hit. He came out on the stage with Paul Heyman carrying the Money in the Bank briefcase. But this was very much a kind of a just you wait sort of thing, enjoy your moment sort of thing. When I'm back and healthy, I'm coming for you with this briefcase. And Rollins was on crutches, had a leg brace on, and he started to head to the back. Only for that to be all but a cunning ruse, a brilliantly done shot as well, a brilliantly done sequence, I guess you'd say, of Rollins starting to walk away, the camera on him, on his back, and then he just drops both crutches, removes the leg brace, takes off his jacket, and the crowd went absolutely nuts as Rollins headed down to the ring. Referee Jess Carr was on hand, conveniently there, as Seth beat the tar out of Punk with the briefcase. A couple of particularly snug-looking shots. The first two shots, like, ooh, they're going to sting a little bit. The bell rang, one curb stop later, and Seth Rollins is your new World Heavyweight Champion, celebrating in the ring with Heyman, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed. Kind of playing into Seth's promise of using up his last breaths to stop CM Punk from ever becoming World Champion again. Which I guess, I mean, technically Rollins didn't do that, but then I guess the argument is it sweet to cash in mid-match and stop Punk from being the world champ, or is it sweeter to let Punk get that win, give him that taste of being world champion, let him remember what it feels like to hold gold, only to snatch it away from him mere minutes later? I'd say that's probably a better way to do it. I mean, early in the day yesterday, there were some reports that Gunther may have to take a little bit of time off to deal with a nose injury, so we'll see what happens with that. But if that is the case, and the ring general finds himself stuck at home, looking to kill some time, he may decide to see what streaming options he has to hand. But sometimes there's something you want to watch, you want to stream, but for whatever reason, it is not available in your area. But in those instances, man, do we have a perfect solution for you? You see, this video is brought to you by the fine folks over at NordVPN, the industry-leading VPN service that protects you thanks to its various encryption systems, meaning you can stream safely when out in public. NordVPN also removes the shackles from those region-locked shows and movies, allowing you to watch whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. And wouldn't you know it, but we've got a fantastic deal still on, with up to 76% off NordVPN, an extra 4 months completely free, and an Amazon gift card up to £50 or $50. All you have to do is check out the link in the description to this video or this podcast. What are you waiting for? Now, to get back to Seth Rollins, this cash-in, of course, comes on the back of Seth being injured at the last Saturday night's main event, tweaking his knee against LA Knight, leading to the match result being switched on the fly, supposedly with LA getting the win. That was said to be a very real injury. Rollins was said to likely be out of action for an extended period of time, only for other reports, notably from the ever reliable John Pollock over at Post Wrestling. Post always do such an amazing job with everything. But yeah, John Pollock was one of those to contradict that by saying the injury was all a work, even to an extent that some within WWE were being worked into thinking this was real. Still, Rollins appeared on crutches at WWE Evolution. He was seen on crutches out in public. Subsequent interview appearances said he was waiting for swelling to go down so that he could get an MRI and see the extent of the damage. But here we are with Seth Rollins now as your new World Heavyweight Champion. And on all of this, Fightful Select has a bit of an update, saying how the plan for Rollins to cash in at SummerSlam had been tentatively in place since before Saturday night's main event. And many in WWE initially expected yesterday for that cash-in to happen, though it wasn't listed on any internal rundowns, to the point that the general backstage feeling by the afternoon had kind of changed to the cash-in would not happen. That feeling, though, that changed once people saw Seth Rollins appear in Guerrilla as the Punk versus Gunther match was happening, and the penny kind of drops it. Oh yeah, this is happening. This report notes that WWE producers and medics were treating the injury as legitimate and real when Seth got backstage at Saturday night's main event, that some people close to Seth were concerned when he didn't get back to them after this injury. But that is Rich Eisen appearance. That happened a week or so afterwards. That was when people started to think that, maybe this is a work. Even then, though, a lot of producers, backstage personnel, and talent were not specifically told this was all a work, though they thought it could be a possibility. And even trainees at Seth's Black and Brave Wrestling School, they were also worked with all of this. It's worth noting, a backstage video from SummerSlam yesterday is already out there. Backstage video showing Becky Lynch while this cash-in is about to happen or just happened. And she's talking about how she worked everyone with certain social media posts. Basically, she was in on all of this. And you've also got The Undertaker there. And you've also got WWE Unreal director Chris Weaver. So yeah, I look at that and I think, yeah, you can likely expect We Swerve the Fans, a gotcha episode of WWE Unreal during season 2 of that show. I mean, if they're there to document this, then yeah, that's going to be a big focus of one of season 2's episodes, I am sure. Now, speaking of injuries, and again, one that looks to be legitimate, Seth Rollins' stablemate Bron Breakker appeared to suffer an injury during SummerSlam's opening tag match. There, Breakker and Bronson Reed lost to Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. With main event, Jey Uso pinning Big Bronson in it. A really fun match that the crowd was very much into. Man, did MetLife Stadium look great? I'm a sucker for a stadium. Even better, a stadium in daylight. There's just something kind of magical about that. I think it kind of began with WrestleMania 9 at Caesar's Palace for me. Now, obviously, that was not a stadium, but just the visual of open air, clear skies, daylight, and pro wrestling there. It was just this kind of fresh thing for me at WrestleMania 9. SummerSlam yesterday was very much set up with a WrestleMania vibe, to be fair, in terms of the scope and the scale. But then, MetLife Stadium has hosted 2 WrestleManias, I believe, 29 and 35. Anyway, it was a really fun tag team opener, but not so fun are the various fan videos on social media that appear to show Bron Breakker. Well, they do show Bron Breakker being helped to the back. He's there with Bronson Reed, and it looks like some sort of WWE medical personnel, medical staff. And Bron is not able to put any weight on his right foot by the looks of it. Also, when the Brons came out to join Seth Rollins later in the night, if you notice, Breakker's right leg is heavily taped. Now, there are no specifics right now, as of this recording, on if Bron Breakker is indeed injured, and if so, the severity of this. I mean, something like this, you kind of hope it's maybe just like, a knock, a tweak, something that sorts itself out in a few days, maybe weeks, and you just hope that it's nothing too serious. I mean, hell of a talent, Bron Breakker. Just if anybody in the industry has like the future of the business in the palm of their hand, it is that dude, an absolute beast. As for when this happened, it's tough to tell, but I mean, this is purely speculating from me, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was when Bron dove from the apron out onto Jey Uso on the announce desk, only for Uso to move, and Bron hit the announce desk, and it looked like it properly sucked the landing, especially for his knees. I mean, these announce desks these days, they are made of sturdy stuff. I mean, gone are the days where they couldn't take the weight of 2 people and they just collapse. I mean, there was that famous clip where Kurt Angle got a concussion, I believe, when Triple H goes to pedigree and the table just breaks before they can do anything. No, these decks, man, these days, they are sturdy little rascals. So yeah, all the best to Bron Breakker here. Fingers crossed it's nothing too serious. Now, switching gears to AEW, and unfortunately to something that we now know is serious, and Dustin Rhodes is set for a spell on the sidelines. Now, of course, the Natural lost the AEW TNT title to Kyle Fletcher on Collision this past week, and Dustin has since taken to X to reveal that, yep, unfortunately, he needs surgery. I've got the message here, the post that Dustin's put out. Sorry guys, feel like I failed my fans. Going to be out for a while as docs that I need a very invasive major surgery, MRIs and CAT scans this week due to Kyle Fletcher. In any case, for the time I was the face of TNT was special to me. I will never take what I have for granted. I'm in a terrible amount of pain and have a hole in my leg, but that won't stop me from #keep stepping. Now on this, Fightful Select notes how from those they've spoken to, the belief is that Dustin needs double knee surgery and that he's not expected back in action until, some point next year. And that could be, that's just rough. I mean, knee surgery is, not great, let alone double knee surgery. Now, he has obviously lost the TNT title to Kyle Fletcher, but it remains to be seen what will happen with the ROH tag team titles and six-man titles, because obviously Dustin holds those belts as well. Sons of Texas, Sammy Guevara with the tag titles. The main thing now, though, is, it's just for Dustin to get done what he needs to get done, then focus on his rehab and recovery. I mean, all the best Dustin Rhodes from all of us here at WhatCulture Wrestling. He's one of the good ones, man, one of the good dudes. I've been fortunate enough to spend a small amount of time around him at a couple of Comic-Cons I've worked at over the years, and just seems like such a great dude. So all the best for surgery and on that road to recovery. I mean, that brings today's news to a close. Check out this other exceptional video that's floating around here somewhere. This has been WhatCulture Wrestling. I've been Andrew Pollard. Be well, stay safe, and I will catch you next weekend.